What is going on, guys? So today's the big day where we finally get to see the Gamescom gameplay footage from the EA Game Changers. Alongside that, we get to witness the new Rotterdam map, something I've been looking forward to a lot. And even though I don't have any gameplay footage to share with you guys today about that, I do want to give my 2 cents on my first impressions. And you guys can go ahead and do the same in the comments below. And we can have a nice little discussion on our first impressions of a highly anticipated map, in my opinion. I was definitely really looking forward to seeing Rotterdam in action. People are already calling it IMEMS 2.0, and now getting a first look at that map. I'm really excited to just dive into what my first impressions are from what I've been seeing. Even though we've heard Rotterdam being described as IMEMS 2.0, I'm hearing a lot of people describe the gameplay of the map as Signs Crossings from Battlefield 3. There's not as a heavy centric focus on those avenues that IMEMS brought us, but there are different ways to get to each flag, so we're not just stuck on going down one narrow path, but there are different avenues we can take. It is also cool to see that there are 5 flags on this map. I feel like 5 flags for Conquest is like the golden amount, in my opinion. I seem to always enjoy the maps more that have 5 flags on them. It is also cool to see that there is a railroad track, this time on top. Kind of interesting approach now, where IMEMS was on the bottom. But I feel like this will be more utilized, as on IMEMS, the only reason why you'd be on the railroad tracks on the bottom was to cap C or D flag. Because we all know if you try to get on the bridge at all and you weren't like a tank or something, you were just a sitting duck to get sniped by someone in one of the buildings. In this case, though, it seems like there's a tactical advantage to be on top of that bridge on Rotterdam, and that will be interesting because there really wasn't more any of a tactical advantage to be on those railroad tracks other than capping C and D when you're in IMEMS. If you weren't capping those bases, it was best to probably get out of those tracks because you were probably going to get picked off by someone who was in the building. So it is interesting to see kind of the flip on that. I'm really loving that 1940s feel that Rotterdam's urban environment is giving me. This was something that Narvik couldn't deliver on, as it was in those rural, snowy environments, and you couldn't get that feel that you're getting now by looking at the urban environment. You know, everything from the streetlights to the buildings, the cars, gives you so much more of that feeling of you being in that 1940s atmosphere. And even though it's not as modern as I'm sure a lot of people would have wanted it to be, personally, for me, I love that 1940s era, and I think it's just the general aesthetics of it. This is really pleasing, and just looking at it, I'm really enjoying it. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I think the cars is what really struck me. Right when I started seeing the cars, it's like, you know, we're out of World War I, you know. So it's really cool, and I'm definitely just getting those vibes already. And I feel like this urban map really delivers, you know, that actual era accordingly. It's really cool to see some of the outdoor-indoor gameplay that can happen on this map. It's still heavily on the outside, but there is definitely more gameplay in the inside than it was on IMEMS. I mean, there is a building structure you can get on B flag. If you guys check out any of the Game Changers content, look for B flag, as you can get inside a building, and there's enough space there that is as large as the room for Ballroom Blitz, right? We have that building at the center on C flag for Ballroom Blitz on Battlefield 5, and it's essentially the size of that, but it's like 2 stories, and you can run around the top. And I like the space, and I really like the balance between the indoor-outdoor gameplay here. Really cool stuff. A lot of, you know, just being able to move. Again, IMEMS was very narrow, and it was a one-path, you know, direction. And in Rotterdam, you can just take different angles and different approaches, and you can look 360 degrees in these rooms, and it gives you this more, I don't know, it feels larger because of that. I don't know if that's the right word to be using, but I just really like it. So, but E flag's really cool too. You can see some gameplay where someone's like under in like a garage or something like that. Really cool stuff as well. So definitely really liking the indoor-outdoor balance between that in the gameplay. We're finally beginning to see a more use case for the new fortification mechanic, which is definitely nice to see. I was getting really worried that fortification was going to be more of a gimmick, but now I'm seeing more of the tactical side of it being used on Rotterdam. Now, I'm not sure if that's just going to be stuck to this map or how they're going to manage this with all the other maps, as Narvik was, you know, much more open, and it felt like they was just lacking on Narvik. But the strategic advantage of fortifications, I'm beginning to see it. I'm seeing still some people talk about it and saying they aren't using it at all, but I'm beginning to see it slowly but surely, and I'm just hoping they just continue down that path. I just feel they just need to keep progressing it. I personally would like the ability to build wherever I want. We don't have to get unrealistic here and start building on top of the map and doing crazy things like trenches on bridges, but it would be nice to build wherever I would please. However, though, you know, if they can maintain the strategic places where you build as being beneficial for you, then I'm cool with that too. You know, if they can make it really tactical, where those specific areas that you can build. I'm hearing some people say you can build on certain alleyways where you'd actually close that area off. I'm liking that, in my opinion. It's got to mean something for me, and it has to give me a big, you know, benefit on the battlefield, or I'm just not going to use it at all. I'm seeing some people build a bridge, and, you know, is that going to help my team out at all? You know, does that allow the only pathway for the tank to move from maybe one flag to another flag? You know, what are the benefits of it? And I feel like if they really want to make it impactful, it's got to be meaningful. You know, it's got to do something on the battlefield. It can't just be, oh, well, we can just build over here. And I felt like that on Narvik, but I'm beginning to see it slowly but surely. I think I'm not quite sure where I stand on that yet. I got to play the beta, and once I play the beta and see how they're doing it more on this map, I think that'll give me a better impression. But I'm seeing it a little bit. You guys tell me if you guys are seeing the same thing, because I'm sure a lot of people are on the fence about that. I am too, and I really feel this is a big part, and I really don't want them to mess it up. But yeah, I'm seeing it, and I'm hoping that they can really deliver. And again, I'm excited, and I'm hoping for the best, and I really think something really cool could come out of this. So let's talk about the stuff I'm not liking, which isn't all too much. Actually, I'm really enjoying the map from what I'm seeing right now. But I think Jack Frags made a really good point in his video where he spoke on the, you know, the re-skinning of some of the stairways. Looks very similar to what we would see in IMEMs. Now, when you look at those stairways, there is a little bit of a difference. I mean, they're not as similar, but you can still see that. I think DICE needs to be careful on that as well. Jack made that point in his video that, you know, you don't want to be reskinning things. And to give DICE the benefit of the doubt, I think we're seeing at the very beta part and at worst early launch little aspects of that. But I'm not too concerned as Battlefield 5 progresses that we're going to see a reskinning of BF1. If anything, you would have to be concerned about is seeing a reskinning of 1942. So that's a question you have to ask yourself if you really don't want to see content from 1942 show up in Battlefield 5. I think that's the bigger question people should ask, and I'd imagine a lot of people wouldn't be upset about that, but feel free to let me know what you guys think on that. But when it comes to Battlefield 1 being reskinned to Battlefield 5, I don't see that being an issue. I think the only little things that could cause some problems with is those who do believe it is a reskinned version of BF1 and are concerned when they see these little staircases and whatnot. But again, I don't see DICE going down that route. I do think they're taking some of inspiration and things from BF1 over, but I think we're just, again, still seeing a very early build of our map. So really cool stuff in my opinion. Not as many complaints that I'm seeing on this map. There are some concerns, but I'm still just as hyped as I was earlier on when I was hearing about everything to do with the gameplay for BF5. So really cool stuff in my opinion. Feel free to, again, let me know you guys' thoughts down below, how you guys are feeling about this. I'm getting curious to hear what you guys' thoughts are, what you guys are seeing, and if you have any interesting content you want to point out, feel free to let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely like that and post it on the top. But that is it for you guys today. Again, always appreciate you guys being here. I'm Livin. I'll catch you guys again later.